Namaste. Welcome you all for the yoga session on meditation. This is the third in the series. For us to be successful in our practices of meditation, it is first essential to understand what this mind is all about. And if you have a good understanding of this, then it becomes easy to handle that. That is why we should learn to make our mind a lab and thoroughly observe. Initially it looks difficult, but with practice you can be in that meditative state around the clock. So meditation is a state of mind. All these practices are ultimately towards that, so that the mind is in that meditative mode, so that life can be better. So that is what we are trying to attempt. So we'll try to understand the anatomy of the thought, what is all these things, and what Patanjali says, and then look at the other techniques of meditation. But you should remember that even these process of understanding the mind and the thoughts is also a technique of meditation. So what we do now, sit upright in any comfortable position, and we have been telling you that it's good to do some of the basic postures. I hope you are ready with that, and then you sit. Then the physical body would cooperate. The posture has to be stable and comfortable. Now sit upright and close your eyes. Relax your tongue. Tongue you should relax so that it goes to the lower palate and is slightly retracts, goes back. If you just carefully observe, and relaxing the eyes and tongue further helps to reduce the chattering of the brain. Palms upward, tip of the thumb and index finger in contact. Now we shall watch the breathing. The air enters in, comes out. You don't have to control the breath now. Just watch the breath. Now we are going to chant the sacred word Om. You have to just inhale, and as you exhale, pronounce the word Om. You can join with me. Most importantly, can you feel the thoughts? Can you know the thoughts that come? Even as you pronounce word Om, thoughts can come. Can you know them? Can you see them? So know that the mind is a lab and you are the experimenter. So you must carefully observe. So we shall start now. Inhale. Be quiet. Slowly open your eyes. Well, you will be thinking, if you are attending the classes, you will be thinking the question will be, how many times did we pronounce O? And well, if your answer is 21, you are wrong. Well, now look at what the mind was. What did it do? What really went on? Did you get any thoughts? Did you know you got thoughts? Well, try to look at Patanjali's uh, way of looking at thoughts in the future classes. But right now, uh, were you able to recognize that some thoughts came or no thoughts came? That's also okay. But the whole question is, were you totally missing or were you there at the starting step? Now we will do the following. This is going to be an experiment for 3 minutes. So you must be with me. I'll tell you what this whole thing is about. Let us take one simple life situation. Imagine that we all have met and maybe having nice dinner, and there is a person X who was also with us, moving around happily. All that goes on. The dinner ends, go home, sleep. Morning you wake up, then that person X calls and says that he has got this virus, COVID positive, and says that I was there yesterday, but today morning I got the results, tested positive. You got to go and check yourself. Now, this is the situation. You have to, this is an assumption, don't get worried, but live in this situation. Close your eyes for 3 minutes and see what the mind does. So somebody was very closely with us, moved with us. He calls and says he is tested positive for COVID. In such situation, what is the state of your mind? Just imagine we are caught up in such a situation, and now close your eyes for 3 minutes. Just see what kind of thoughts you get. I'll time it for you. 3 minutes. I will not talk anything in between. It's all you and your mind. Close your eyes. Relax your tongue. Okay, 3 minutes over. Open your eyes. Now, this is an experiment that you have to do very sincerely. First and foremost, did you get a thought? Obviously, yes. And what really happened? One possibility is that, okay, there is obvious anxiety. What will happen to me? That's okay. Or, okay, so what? You have to go get it tested. Very practical. Or, I don't care whatever happens. Whatever it is, that is not important for us. What we should recognize is that these thoughts are basically repetitive in nature. Whatever may be the line of thinking you have, including I surrender to God, let come what may. The same thought keep coming. And if you look at the life in general, that's how it is. The same thoughts, they keep on repeating. That is the point. We will look at these things. So that's why Patanjali says that these thoughts are many times repeating. The transformations in the mind, same thing, they keep coming, going, keep coming, going, like ripples. You put one stone into the water, ripples will start. They keep on coming in circles, endless. So that's why the word vritti Patanjali has used. Vritti has several meanings. One of it is that it generally indicates that repetitive nature of the transformations in the mind or the changes in the mind, whatever you call. So that this is the classical definition of yoga also. Yoga, chitta vritti nirodha. We will discuss this later, but right now the basic point is that many a time these thoughts are repetitive. Same things keep coming. We'll do one more simple experiment with our own life, of course. Let us again spend another 3 minutes. We have examined the anxious state. Now we will examine what is the most pleasurable event or episode in your life. It could be anything. What is the most pleasurable event that you have gone through in life? There could be many, but please remember most, which means what is the best as of now, of course. So can you think of that episode? We'll give you 3 minutes. Okay, 3 minutes done. Keep the eyes closed. We'll do one more small experiment. This we'll do only for 2 minutes because now you have to think about, well, it is an experiment, but still, yes, the saddest moment of your life, if any, or something relatively, some sadness you have experienced. Just 2 minutes. Think of that, only 2 minutes. Okay, 2 minutes over. Now open your eyes. Well, among the many things that we can learn from this experiment, the first thing we should learn is that for any thought to come, the basis is the I thought. What is I thought? I thought means first I should be there in that whatever episode or instance, which means it should be there in my experience. Only that I can think of. So basis of anything is I thought. Is a fundamental thing. That's what technically is referred to as the ahankara. Ahankara means this is not in terms of the ego. This is that I thought. First I, that is the fundamental component of any thought. Then there is this manas, where you feel all these oscillations or transformations in the mind. Then there is something called as chitta, where all our past, because pleasure or pain, when you have been asked to think about it, obviously you should access the memory, where the storehouse, that is chitta. Then there is that intellect buddhi, which is the discriminative faculty, through which you are able to know, or through which we are able to experience the so-called mind. So whatever we have experienced, that is the mind. So we should remember that we had thoughts, and essentially mind is a bundle of thoughts. This is the famous statement of Sage Ramana. And there is also another picture where you see Ahankara, Manas, Chitta, Buddhi. This whole thing in general is referred to as the mind stuff. They are all functionally different, but essentially the same thing. We will look at these components in little more detail later. But today's learning is mind is a bundle of thoughts, and what is important is the same thought. In all these experiments, you can see the same thoughts again and again, and even in our life, we have to examine the same thoughts keep coming again and again, whether it is about pleasure or pain, whatever is most preferred by you, the same thoughts keep coming again and again and again. So this is the nature of thought. That's why Vrittayaha, and this whole thing comes in the field of the mind stuff. That is why it is called Chitta Vritti. And most importantly, you can think about a thought. If I ask you now, what did you think as your pleasurable or painful episode? You can now tell me, which means you can think about a thought, which means you can know or see a thought, which means thought is also an object. Just like any other object that we see, thought is also an object. There is a very important thing here, which we'll see later. So this is what it is. Now, as an assignment, look at this anatomy of the thought. Now, in all these things, you experience a lot of thoughts in our experiment today. Now, just see from where it originated and where is it traveling and where has it disappeared. I don't think the thought came and simply stayed there. It traveled, it told you something. Traveling means it kept on telling you something and then somehow disappeared and another thought came. So this is something that we have to see. So this is a serious introspection that we should do. So look at, today we have experimented with that anxiousness, pleasure, pain. What all happened? How many thoughts came? And now we have to seriously introspect. Where is the origin of this thought? From where did it come? And how did it travel? And where did it travel? And well, most importantly, it does not stay there, it has disappeared. Where has it disappeared? So this is something interesting to investigate. You are the investigator, your mind is the lab. And this is the way Patanjali explores our mind. So we should do that. That is very, very important. श्री कृष्णार्पणमस्तु. श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः. शुभमस्तु.